All right, guys. Hello. Good evening.
Hi, teacher. How are you?
Hello. I'm doing good. How are you?
Fine, teacher.
I'm doing good. Okay. All right, guys. So we are going to start right away. Let's begin our class. Let's check the date. So today is June 21st. This is class 8, part 2. Okay. Of our level B2.1. So let's start. Let's check the agenda. First, so we will start with a song. We're going to listen to the song She Will Be Loved. And then we're going to continue working on unit 12. So we're going to read on page 120. We will continue with the grammatical topics. So the use of infinitives, forms, other forms of infinitives and gerunds as well. We're going to play a quizzes to practice, and we will finish on page 121 with some writing activity I have here. Okay, writing activity. Right, so that is our agenda, our schedule for today. Let's check the list before we begin to see if we have all of the students in class. Okay, Karen Acevedo.
Present, teacher.
Okay. Santiago Fonseca.
Here, teacher.
Chiara Martinez. Chiara. Okay. Chiara is not here. Jorge Moreno.
Present.
Natalia Navarro.
Present.
Okay. Diego Olarte.
Present, teacher.
Okay. Manuela Ortiz.
Yes, teacher, present.
Okay. Sebastián Pavón. Beatriz Pedraza. Okay. Xiomara Rincón.
Present, teacher.
Okay. Jessica Ríos.
Present, teacher.
Catherine Rodríguez.
Present, miss.
All right. Marlon Sánchez.
Present, teacher.
Okay. Mendy Santa.
Present, teacher.
Okay. Manuel Sepúlveda.
Present, teacher.
Okay. María Alejandra Vega.
Present, teacher.
Okay. And Vanessa Zambrano.
Present, teacher.
All right. Okay, Sebastián, thank you. Is Chiara here? No, not yet. All right, guys, very good. So let's start our class today. We are going to continue our practice about gerunds and about infinitives as well. Okay. So we are going to do some activities related to also gerunds and infinitives today. We're going to study new forms or different forms of this, infinitives and gerunds as well, okay? So just to start as a little warm-up activity, we're going to listen to a song and we're going to play to complete the lyrics, right? As we have done previously with other songs, okay? So you can go to the link I will send you. Okay, here it is, the link. You already know how the activity works. You play the song and then you have a gap to complete the word. Okay, I won't play the song because you know the YouTube recording won't allow us. So I'll give you some time, 5 to 6 minutes, for you to play the game and complete the song. All right? All right, guys, when you finish listening to the song, you can share your scores. How many did you get? All right, guys, ready? Please share your scores on the chat. All right, guys, very good. Thank you for sharing your scores, your participation on the chat, very well. Now we can continue with our activities in Unit 12. So before we begin, of course, we continue with the topic of fame and celebrities. So now I want you to tell me what do you know about these celebrities that you can see on the pictures? I assume that you all know who they are, but I want to hear from you. What do you know about them? Any interesting details? So for example, for the first person who would like to participate, you can tell me the name, if you know what did she do. Okay, Santiago.
Well, she was Amy Winehouse.
Mhm.
She was a singer and she got married with the wrong person.
Okay. Yes, she was a singer. What type of music, Santiago?
I think that blues, sometimes pop.
Blues. Yes, jazz music or blues. It was the most common for her. Mhm. Okay, thank you. Now about the next person who would like to tell me about her.
Marilyn Monroe, Miss.
Okay,
She was a
Catherine.
famous, I'm sorry, Miss. She
Yes.
was a famous actress in the 90s or 80s, maybe 80s, I
Okay.
think.
Maybe before the 80s, like
Maybe 70s.
50s, I think, 50s or 60s.
Wow, 60s.
Mhm.
She was involved with a romantic relationship with the I don't remember the name. This president.
John F. John
I
F. Kennedy.
forget. Yes.
Yeah.
Mhm. With JFK, John F. Kennedy. Yes. She was allegedly involved in a relationship, like romantic relationship with the president. Okay, then we have this singer right here who can tell me about him. No one?
He's Michael Jackson.
Mhm.
He's a pop singer from, I think, 90s, 80s and 90s.
Yes, 80s and 90s.
Yes, he is known as the king of pop.
The king of pop. Can you mention any famous songs from him?
Yes, we have Thriller.
Thriller,
Thriller.
yes.
I had other one in mind, but
Billie Jean, yes.
no. Okay, no, I don't remember in the moment.
You don't remember? Billie Jean, we can say also Beat It,
Smooth Criminal.
Smooth Criminal. Yes, he was the king of pop. All right. Next, we have this other singer right here. Who can tell me about him?
Teacher
Kiara?
Elvis Presley.
Yes, this was Elvis Presley.
He was a soldier in Germany,
Yes.
and yes, was in listening in the previous cycles.
Okay, interesting.
He married with a Germany girl.
Okay, he married a German girl. I don't remember this. And he's known as what? Why is he famous for?
Rock and roll.
Yes, also he is the king of rock and roll. He was very famous in his time for developing this genre of music or starting rock and roll music, right? Okay, and the last one is also a singer. Who can tell me about him? Okay,
Teacher, he's John Lennon.
John Lennon, yes. What do you know about John Lennon?
He was a famous singer of the Beatles band. This band was famous. They were of UK.
They were
And
from the UK.
he was killed
Yes.
by a fan.
Yes, he was murdered, assassinated by a fan. This is correct. Any famous songs that you know from the Beatles or from John Lennon?
Yes, teacher, of course. Yesterday,
Yesterday,
all my love.
All My Love. From John Lennon, we can say Imagine, correct?
Imagine
Imagine.
it's a beautiful song, Miss.
Imagine. Twist and Shout, Hey Jude. Yes, we have many famous songs from the Beatles. My favorite is Yellow Submarine. It's not that famous, but I really like it. Okay, excellent. So we can all see they are very famous and mostly they are singers. But like, unfortunately, all of them are dead now, right? We can say unfortunately for Amy especially, she was the youngest from this group. So yes, one thing that they all have in common is that they unfortunately already passed away. And this is the topic or the article that we are going to read today. Yes, Diego says she belongs to the 27 club. Do you guys know about the 27 club? All the other students? Or no, you don't have any idea?
Yes, there are singers that pass away in 27 years old. I don't remember, how do you say suicide?
Yeah, they committed suicide.
Yes.
Yeah, for
In that
example.
the singer of Nirvana,
Yes, Kurt Cobain.
Amy
We-
Winehouse.
Amy Winehouse.
I don't remember.
Any other? Is Janis Joplin.
Janis Joplin, yes.
Janis Joplin. I think also Jimi Hendrix also belonged to this group. I think.
Yes,
Well,
I think.
we have different singers. Let's see. As especially in rock music, these are the singers. So also this was Jim Morrison, and well, we have others as well. Very sad thing. Okay, so yes, guys, this is the topic of the article today. It is about money that they have made. It says richer dead than alive. So they have more money after they are dead than when they were living, when they were alive. Okay, so we're going to read the descriptions in each part. We're going to try to match them to each person. Okay, we have Michael Jackson, Elvis Presley, Marilyn Monroe, John Lennon, and Amy Winehouse. So we're going to read. We have some gaps. Don't worry about the gaps. We're going to read and match them to each paragraph to one artist. Okay, after that we will fill in the gaps in the text. Okay, so let's start reading. We will begin with Vanessa. You can read paragraph A, please.
Yes, teacher. Richard did live. She died 50 years ago, but achieved immortality through her roles in film, such as Sunlight is Hot. As an actor, but she found it hard to deal with the pressure of fame, and some directors from her young professional. Her death at the age of of 36 was surrounded. Okay. In mistake, sign she has become the most iconic person in the world, according to image expert, and she is still regularly vote the woman that her image currently earn around 27 million a year.
27 million a year. So based on this description, who does this refer to? Is it Amy? Well, we're talking about a woman, so is it Amy or is it Marilyn Monroe?
It's Marilyn.
It's Marilyn.
Marilyn, yes. We talk about that she died 50 years ago and she was an actress and one of the more iconic or the most iconic image or person in the world, according to some image experts. Okay, so yeah, this is for Marilyn. Let's read the second description. Wait. Jessica, you can read the second letter B, second paragraph.
Yes, teacher. Not many people know that he started out as an usher.
As an
Giving-
usher.
Usher, getting people to their seats in a cinema in Memphis. A recording of that arrival got him noticed, and he became an organization adored for his good looks and shaking the face of popular music forever. Towards the end of his life, his career went into decline, and later photographs of him showed that he had become bloated, unhealthy looking. However, he still makes over 55 million a year.
$1 million a year. So who is this? Is
Elvis.
Elvis Presley? Yes. He became an overnight sensation, and at the end of his life, his career went into decline. Yeah, this is Elvis. So letter C. Santiago, you can read the next, please.
Yes, sir. Together with his band, he recorded his debut album in 10 hours while suffering from a cold. The songs he wrote made him a living legend, but in 1975, and instead devoted himself to looking after his young son. 5 years later, just as he was making a comeback, he was shot dead in New York. He still sells millions of albums and earns around $12 million a year.
$12 million a year. So this is for who? Letter C.
Lennon?
Yes, this is for John Lennon. Thank you, Santiago. Next is going to be Natalia for paragraph D.
Okay. He made his musical debut at the age of 6 and had his first hit when he was just 11 years old, going on to become the most famous person on the planet. However, he found the media spotlight difficult and in the press, incredibly in diet. He may be making more money from touring than when he was alive, thanks to a stage show bearing his name. Along with sales of music, he now earns about 170 million a year.
Yes. All right. Yes. So this is a musical debut at 6. Yeah, this is for Michael Jackson. Very good. The last
In the Jackson 5.
in the band with his brothers, the Jackson 5. Okay, now we have the last one. Let's hear Karen, please. You can read the last paragraph.
is born in 1983. She got her first big break at the age of 16 when a record company executed her, her, her demo tape by accident and gave her a recording contract. She developed a reputation for being unreliable and from drinking or drug problems, but her songs and performance were often brilliant. Tragically, tragically, she died of alcohol poisoning at the age of 27. During her lifetime, albums such as Back to Black
Mhm.
earned her 10 million dollar, but after her death, she will probably earn much more.
Yeah, she will probably earn much more. Okay, so this is for Amy.
Amy Winehouse.
Yeah, this one is for Amy Winehouse. So we can see, well, we already matched the article. Now, what we need to do next is to complete the sentences with the article with the sentences that we have here, okay? So we have, he hated being criticized. She desperately wanted to be taken seriously. She often seemed to be suffering. He became notorious for not looking after himself. What is not looking after mean? What is the meaning of this?
Cuidar.
Cuidar. Yes. For not looking after himself, yes. He decided not to focus on music anymore. Most men would like to have met. Would like, les gustaría haber conocido. Would most like to have met. And despite having died in 1977. A pesar de haber muerto en el 1975. All right, so you're going to use these phrases to complete the missing parts in the article, okay, in the text. So I'll give you 5 minutes, 6 minutes to complete them. Locate them in the correct spot, and then we are going to check together, okay? Sorry, is Beatriz connected now? No, she just disconnected. Okay. Okay, let's start working on that. I'll give you some time. Then when you are ready, let me know on the chat so we can all socialize the answers. Okay, guys, let's check your answers, okay? So, for example, Diego, for the first line, some like it hot. What did you put in the first line? Diego?
Teachers,
Mhm.
the first is she desperately wanted to be taken seriously.
Yes, she desperately wanted to be taken seriously as an actress, as an actor. Yes, this is the first one. So let's put the number here. Already here. Okay. Let's hear the second one. Maybe Catherine. Okay, Catherine and then Vanessa. Catherine for number 2.
Yes, Miss. Number 2. And she is still regularly the woman that most men would like to have met.
Yes, most men would like to have met. This is number 2. Okay, Vanessa, what is number 3?
He became notorious for not looking after himself.
Yes, he became notorious for not looking after himself. Mhm. Thank you. Okay, Manuel for number 4. What is number 4? However,
I don't know, teacher. I was trying to figure it out.
okay, this in this case is despite having died in 1977, he still makes, what is the number?
Over 55 million a year.
Yes.
Number 4.
Yes. So, however, despite being, let me check. Yes, this is number 4. However, despite having died in 1977, he still makes over 55 million a year. Okay? This is the word. Next, number 5. Let's see, Manuela. Which one did you decide for number 5? A living legend, but in 1975.
Teacher.
Yes. No. Okay, maybe Maria Alejandra, number 5.
He became notorious for not looking after himself.
No, that one is already here. That is number 3. So he says,
He decided,
he decided not to focus on music anymore. Oh, let's write. This is number 5. Okay. He decided not to focus on music anymore. Okay, number 6. However, he found the media spotlight difficult. And Jorge, what is the answer here?
The first, he hated being criticized.
He hated being criticized. This is number 6. And then finally is for being unreliable, and she often seemed to be suffering. She seemed to be suffering from what? She seemed to be
Drink
suffering
and drunk and drugs.
from drink or drug problems. Drink or drug problems. Right. These are the sentences, and then today we are going to analyze them and understand why do we use these sentences or how can we use them. Okay. So we have hated being criticized, wanted to be taken seriously, seemed to be suffering, notorious for not looking after himself, decided not to focus, would like to have met, and having died. So before I explain to you this part and then we check the grammatical like explanation and cover this, I want you to try to match these examples, these words, to the patterns that we have in the grammar box, okay? So here we have certain patterns that are defined. For example, we have a negative infinitive, un infinitivo negativo. So infinitive is to focus and negative is not, right? So not to focus is a negative infinitive. You are going to do the same with these other sentences. Being criticized, to be taken seriously, to be suffering, not looking after, to have met, having died. You are going to match these examples to the pattern that we have here. A negative gerund, a passive infinitive, a passive gerund, a continuous infinitive, etc. Then you have an example of the organization. Nos dan el nombre, negative infinitive, and also the structure. So not plus the verb plus ing. For example, that is the negative gerund, okay? So you're going to have some time, some minutes to complete this. Then when you finish, we will check it together, okay? And I will explain. Okay, are you ready? Yes?
Not yet.
Not yet? Okay. Okay, I think you are ready. So let's check your answers. So for the first one, let's hear maybe Sebastian. So for a negative gerund, an example of a negative gerund in this part. Sebastian.
Maybe the three. He became notorious for not looking.
Here, not looking, not plus the verb plus ing. Yes, for not looking after himself. This is a negative gerund. I will put the color here, a negative gerund. Right, thank you, Sebastian. Let's see, Jessica, for a passive infinitive.
To be taken.
Yes, to be taken. So passive infinitive is the verb be plus past participle. To be taken. In this case, also, what happened? Okay. Passive infinitive, it's this is so difficult. I will move these numbers. So difficult. I don't know how to delete them. You just need to move them a little bit. Over here. Okay, so yeah, this pattern to be taken is a passive infinitive. Now, another student with the next one, number 4. Let's see, Mendy, a passive gerund, okay? So being
suffering.
Yes, being plus past participle, no, not really. Having,
No, it's being criticized.
yes, sorry, it's not this. It's being criticized. Yes, you are correct.
Yes,
El
teacher.
verbo be más la acción en
Yes.
pasado participo. Yes. Being criticized is a passive
When
gerund.
I do zoning in the book, I can see teacher.
All right, good. Let's see, Marlon, for a continuous infinitive. So the verb be plus verb plus ing.
Miss, I have a question.
Okay, tell me.
Number 3, a passive infinitive being a past participle of to be taken.
Yes. Entonces tenemos infinitivo es to, ¿ok? El be, ser, y el pasado participio del verbo taken. El ser tomado en serio. Este passive hace referencia a la voz pasiva, ¿ok? A the passive voice. Entonces, si yo digo, she desperately wanted to be taken seriously. Ella quería ser tomada en serio. Esto es la voz pasiva, ¿ok? No es que yo la tomo en serio, sino ella quería ser tomada en serio. O sea, la acción recaería sobre ella. Por eso es voz pasiva, ¿ok? This is passive voice, but with an infinitive form. So to be plus the past participle to be taken seriously. Okay, don't worry. We are going to check the examples later one by one to explain them. So a continuous infinitive, be plus verb plus ing. Let's see.
She often seemed to be suffering.
Yes, to be suffering here. Continuo pero en infinitivo. To be y el verbo en ing, suffering. Yes. Let's see, Manuela. 6, a perfect infinitive.
Teacher,
Perfect infinitive.
is to have met. To have met.
To have, to have met, yes. Let's see. Have plus past participle to have met. It is correct, to have met. And the last one is having plus past participle. This is a perfect gerund. So having died, despite having died in 1977. Okay, so here we continue talking about infinitives and gerunds as in the previous class, but today we're going to focus on different forms of the infinitives or the gerunds. Okay, the to infinitive or ing with the gerunds. So the first example we have is a negative infinitive. How can we use the negative infinitive? Not before the to. So not to focus, okay? En estos ejemplos no podemos decir he didn't decided to focus. No, la negación va antes de el infinitivo, porque esta acción no cambia. Él decidió no enfocarse. He decided not to focus on music anymore. Okay? So this is the negative infinitive, right? Decided not to focus. If you have questions while we are talking, please let me know, guys. A negative gerund, okay? So let's see. Not looking, notorious for not looking. So the negative goes before the verb with ing, not plus verb plus ing, okay? Then we have, as I told you, the passive voice, but in an infinitive sentence. Entonces, usar la voz pasiva, pero con una oración que tenga un infinitivo. She wanted to be taken seriously. Entonces, el verbo be siempre debe ir en una oración pasiva. Siempre, ¿ok? El ser, porque recaería la acción. Ser llevado, ser escuchado, ¿ok? So we always include the verb to be and the other verb in past participle, right? To be taken seriously. Or, for example, the students wanted to be heard. Los estudiantes querían ser escuchados, okay? So this is the passive voice with an infinitive. Yes? Okay, if you don't ask anything, means no questions, all right? Okay. Then we have the passive voice, but with the gerund. So here, he hated being criticized. Here we still apply the same rules that we learned yesterday for the infinitives and the gerunds. So remember the rule. When we have verbs like hate, love, like, generally we use the gerund, okay? So we need to remember all these rules. Las reglas que vimos ayer de el infinitivo y el gerundio siguen aplicando, ¿no? Cuando tenemos una preposición, generalmente usamos gerundios. En algunos verbos usamos solo gerundios, en otros usamos infinitivos. Cuando tenemos un adjetivo, siempre usamos infinitivos y demás. Entonces, todas estas reglas las debemos ir recordando, ¿ok? In this case, we have the verb hate, hated. So we use a gerund. Hated, being, why? Because we need the verb to be in the passive voice. En la voz pasiva siempre va el verbo to be, entonces debemos incluirlo. En este caso, el gerundio va en este verbo, ¿no? El being. Él odiaba, en español no lo traduciríamos haciendo, sino él odiaba ser criticado, ¿ok? La acción es odiar y este being actúa como un noun. Él odiaba ¿qué? Ser criticado, ¿ok? Being criticized. So, the verb being plus the past participle. This is the passive voice with a gerund, okay? Then we have a continuous infinitive. Entonces, el verbo con un infinitivo, pero en forma continua. Let's see. She often seemed to be suffering. Ella a menudo parecía estar sufriendo. Aquí sí es ando, endo, ¿ok? Lo vemos diferente aquí. Es el being. Entonces, ese se traduciría como ser criticado. Y acá sí es estar, to be, sufriendo, ando, endo. Porque es continuo, ¿no? Indica que la acción se prolongó, duró en el tiempo. Entonces, en estos casos es muy común el uso del verbo seem, parecer, ¿ok? O lucir. She seemed to be suffering, ¿ok? Indicates a long action. Verb to be plus another verb with ing. ¿Ok? Then we have the structure. Have plus past participle. Entonces, esto es el tiempo perfecto con un infinitivo. Would like. Recuerdan que habíamos dicho que con like y hate generalmente usamos gerundio, ing. Bueno, aquí la excepción es que cuando tenemos would like, me gustaría, would like, siempre con would like usamos to, el infinitivo, ¿ok? Would like to. I would like to go. I would like to visit. Entonces, este es, a la mayoría de hombres les gustaría haber conocido. This talks about something that they wished had happened in the past, okay? Les gustaría haber conocido. They would like to have met. So, infinitive to have is the perfect, and then the verb in past participle, okay? To have met. And finally, we have the perfect structure, but with ing. Despite having died, entonces aquí este have aplica como del pasado el perfecto, have, más el gerundio que es el ing, having died, a pesar de haber muerto en 1977. Despite having died in 1977, he still makes millions, okay? Don't worry, guys, if it's not clear yet. We are going to check more examples. Let's review them again one more time. You can read the examples with me and then we practice, okay? Let's review them once more. So for the negative forms, let's see the examples of negative forms. Maria Alejandra, can you read both examples in the negative? Here, please. Maria Alejandra. Not here? Okay, Kiara, can you read both examples, please? 1 and 2 about negative forms.
I tell you not to do that. I want to achieve immortality through not dying.
Yes, okay. Diego, I will answer your question when we are cuando lleguemos al perfecto, okay? When we are in the perfect part. Now we are in negative, so yes, we use it before the infinitive or before the gerund. Entonces, el not siempre va antes del infinitivo o antes del gerundio. I told you not to do that. Te dije que no hicieras eso. O I want to achieve immortality through not dying. Quiero alcanzar la inmortalidad a través del no morir, right? Not dying. This is negative forms, easy, not before the infinitive to or the gerund. Okay? Mandy, can you read the examples for the passive forms?
Yes, teacher. Teacher, I have a question.
Yes, tell me.
It's about dying. Is the same of put color in your hair? Hey.
Yes, it's the verb in English. Wait, is someone on the waiting? I cannot see. 1 minute. Okay, yes, the verb is to die, teñir, and to die, morir, okay? But both in the gerund is dying, okay? You write them both the same. Se escriben igual. Okay?
But sounds the same, teacher?
Yes, sounds and is written the same. La diferencia entre esos verbos está en su forma simple, ¿no? La Y, die, o la I en morir. Pero en el gerundio son la misma palabra, ¿ok? So,
Okay.
we understand by the context.
Ok. Yo pensé aquí decía a través de no teñirse el pelo.
No, a través de no morir, si quiere alcanzar la inmortalidad. Yes?
Okay, teacher. Two passive forms,
Sorry.
infinities, and
Sorry, guys. Estoy mirando, los chicos están mirando el documento. ¿La fecha está bien? Si es el 22 de julio, no sé. El que lo haya hecho, por favor, lo pueden revisar. Qué pena que te interrumpas. 22 de julio, no. 22 de junio. ¿Ok? Para presentarlo
okay.
mañana. Ok, sorry. Continue.
Teacher, sorry, aprovechando la interrupción.
Ok, cuéntame.
La firma y pues sabemos que ahora mejor poner solo nombre, cédula y correo, pues para evitar, o sea, dejar una firma por ahí, una imagen, se puede prestar.
Ok. ¿Será que sí es mejor nombre? No. Ok.
Pues
Con nombre, cédula y correo, como por si quieren verificar que nosotros sí estamos de acuerdo, pues que nos escriban.
No, pero
Okay,
hay que firmar.
es que creo que sí hay que firmar. Igual, pues, o sea,
Es una
digamos, este
solicitud.
documento, si ustedes lo que pueden hacer es, todos lo incluyen, digamos que hasta ahí, pues todos confiamos que lo vamos a usar es para esto y cuando lo descargan, pues lo envían en PDF, ¿sí? Ustedes igual este documento es confidencial, se va a entregar directamente a la directora del Instituto de Lenguas. O sea, no es que sea un documento de dominio público como puede suceder si ustedes firmaron una planilla en cualquier lugar, ¿sí me entiendes? Entonces, pues, yo creo que por ese aspecto no hay problema.
Teacher, ahí no hay
Diría
problema con la firma, porque la firma no se podría usar para nada.
Yo creería que es mejor tener la firma ahí y no el número de cédula. Pero bueno.
Sí, porque es que una firma puede ser escribir su nombre como es y ya. Y esa puede ser su firma, sin poner la firma real. Y nadie va a saber a menos de que le hagan un estudio de documentología.
Okay, bueno. We know from the expert. Ok, sí, chicos, entonces, ¿de
Que
acuerdo?
sea solo la firma y el correo electrónico y ya.
Sí, que no, sí, firma y correo. Ok, déjame revisar. Entonces, les voy a comentar a los chicos. Incluimos firma y correo.
Sí, mis, solo firma y
Ok.
correo.
Teacher, ¿y por qué no solo la firma? Es que se daña el formato del documento como ya está.
Ok, bueno,
Porque es
eso
que
sí
así
ya
como,
lo deben discutir ustedes, no sé.
porque es que
Igual,
yo ya lo miré y ya varios han puesto la firma.
ok,
Ya la mayoría
entonces
de los libros.
dejémoslo solo firmas, igual, chicos, ellos tienen sus datos internamente, pues tienen correos y celulares en caso de que los tuvieran que contactar. Sí, es más como solo las firmas, ¿ok? ¿Listo? ¿Todos de acuerdo? ¿Agree?
Yes, teacher, agree.
Okay. Okay, sorry, we can continue. All right. So yes, we have the passive voice. Entonces vimos la voz pasiva. We already know the passive voice with the infinitive to. So I want to, the verb to be, plus the verb with past participle. I want to be left alone. I want to be, or another one, she wants to be listened to, okay? Ella quiere ser escuchada. So, the passive voice with the infinitive. Mandy, please continue with the other two examples.
Okay, teacher. Infinitives and gerunds can be used in the passive form. I just want to be left alone. Passive infinitive with to. He would later not be given money. Passive infinitive without to. She has been told what to do. Passive gerund.
Passive gerund. Ok, entonces tenemos aquí en el segundo, he'd rather. Ayer vimos que el rather va sin el to, ¿no? La regla del prefer to y el rather va sin el to. Entonces aquí aplica rather, not, nos pusieron negativo, también podemos usarlo así, rather not, verbo to be, sorry, y el otro verbo con pasado participio. He'd rather not be given money. Él, es que esta oración sería muy rara en español decir. Él preferiría que no se le entregue dinero, sería, ¿sí? Que no se le dé dinero a él, ¿ok? He'd rather not be given money. So is the passive voice, he receives the action. And finally, she hates being told what to do. Entonces acá tenemos el verbo hate, por eso usamos el gerundio. She hates being told what to do. Ella odia que le digan qué hacer, ¿ok? All right, guys. Questions about this part? Are we clear? Do we have doubts? No?
Excuse me.
Okay. So this is negative and passive. Now let's go to perfect forms, some of the perfect forms. We can use the perfect infinitive, like to have plus the past participle, okay? When the clause refers to a time before the main clause. Okay, this is a bit tricky, complicated. Let's analyze it again. We use the perfect infinitive when the infinitive occurs before the main clause, ¿ok? ¿Cuándo usamos esta forma perfecta? cuando la cláusula del infinitivo to ocurre antes de la cláusula principal. Por ejemplo, este está normal. I would like to visit while I'm in Europe. Aquí no hay por forma perfecta. Me gustaría visitar Roma mientras estoy en Europa. Ambos ocurren al mismo tiempo. Aquí solamente usamos el infinitivo to visit, ¿ok? Lo contrastamos con la forma perfecta, to have visited. Entonces, cuando usamos la forma perfecta, I would like to have visited Rome while I was in Europe, but I had no time. Entonces, el infinitivo to have visited, ocurrió antes de la cláusula principal, while I was in Europe, ¿ok? Me gustaría haber visitado Roma mientras estuve en Europa, pero no tuve tiempo, ¿ok? So this occurs before the main clause. I would like to have visited Rome, okay? Again, we have the example with rather, so we say, I would rather have known the truth. Con rather nunca vamos a usar el to. I would rather have known the truth. Preferiría haber sabido la verdad. This is the translation for this sentence, okay? Preferiría is in present. Haber sabido is from the past. Haber sabido la verdad, okay? I would rather have known the truth. Okay? And finally, we have the perfect gerund. It says it's possible, but it sounds very formal and is avoided by most speakers. So you can say, I remember having seen them. Esta estructura es muy formal y no es tan usada, ¿no? Simplemente dirían, I remember seeing them. Recuerdo verlos, ¿ok? No haberlos visto, ¿ok? I remember seeing them. This is possible, it's correct, but it's very formal, okay? So it's avoided. Okay, any questions?
No, for now, Miss.
No questions? Okay. Well, this is another other examples of the perfect forms. Let's read them together. So we have, oh, well, this is important. The perfect infinitive to have plus ed is used after verbs such as claim, expect, hate, hope, like, love, prefer, pretend. Entonces, después de estos verbos, encontramos comúnmente esta forma perfecta. Claim, el claim es como declarar, claim, expect, hate, hope, like, love, prefer, and pretend. For example, he pretended to have lost her number and so had been unable to contact her, okay? He pretended to have lost her number. Él pretendió haber perdido su número, okay? To have lost her number. Also, this is the perfect infinitive is used to refer to things that might have happened in the past. Cosas que pudieron haber ocurrido en el pasado, okay? She claims to have met a number of famous people, but I don't believe her. Ella declara, anuncia haber conocido a muchas personas famosas, pero no le creo, okay? This is something that possibly has happened in the past, okay? To have met a number of famous people. All right, so that is for the perfect forms. Now the continuous forms, this is the final part. The continuous infinitive instead of the present continuous. Entonces vamos a ver cómo se usa la forma continua cuando tenemos un infinitive, okay? The weather seems to be getting better. Aquí nos puede ocurrir que digamos the weather seeming o is seeming to be or to get better. No, okay? La estructura, igual en español sería igual. El clima parece estar mejorando, ¿ok? No diríamos el clima está pareciendo mejorar. No, 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 ¿ok? Entonces va el verbo seems, parece, en su forma básica, y después del infinitivo sí vendría la forma continua. Seems to be getting better, ¿ok? Parece estar mejorando. Seems to be getting better. Yes, Jorge, you asked me to go back to the slide.
Yes, teacher.
Any
It's,
question?
it's only for the past when you have this verb in this perfect form.
Yes, the perfect form refers to something in the past.
Okay.
The continuous form, the perfect gerund. Can we have and it means the same like the present perfect? For example, here, Diego, to have met. This is your question. To have met a number of famous people.
No, teacher, like the example, having died.
Having died, okay. In the book.
Yes, teacher.
Here?
Yeah.
Despite having died. Okay, this could be a little confusing because in this verb we have two functions. En este ejemplo, en esta oración en particular, el verbo have tiene las dos funciones. Tiene la función del perfecto, el have, y de gerundio con el ing, ¿no? Having. Entonces, diríamos, a pesar de haber muerto. Entonces, ahí como ese ing es el gerundio, simplemente el haber muerto. Ese sería como haber, ¿ok? Entonces, no nos confundamos con este ing del gerundio, que no se traduce al ando, endo, indo, sino simplemente es una forma del verbo. A pesar de haber muerto, entonces este haber lo traduciríamos al español igual que have. Despite have died, ¿ok? Lo que pasa es que como es un gerundio, después de la palabra despite debemos añadirle el ing, ¿ok? Pero no es que cambie su significado, sino que están ahí como unidas las dos funciones del have como perfecto y el ing lo hace gerundio, ¿ok? This is what happens. Okay. I hope it's clear. I know this is a difficult topic, but we just need to study it and then practice a lot, okay? Well, finally, I'd rather be lying on the beach than working. El continuo solo lo usamos con el to o el infinitivo, ¿ok? ¿Por qué? Porque no sería posible usar gerundio ing y continuos ing, ¿ok? Entonces, para que lo entendamos. El gerundio es ing, pero no se traduce como ando, endo. Entonces, con el continuo no podemos usar los dos. No existe forma continua gerundio, ¿sí? Solamente continuo es solo infinitivo. The weather seems to be getting better. O I would rather be lying on a beach than working, ¿ok? Entonces, este verbo no podría ser, por ejemplo, being, lying, no. O being, getting, not possible, ¿ok? For continuous, only the infinitive form. All right, clear this part? Okay, if you don't say anything, it means yes, it's clear, no questions. Okay, so we continue. Now we're going to play a quizzes. We talked a lot, explained the different uses. Now let's practice, okay? Let's see how well did you understand. So I will open the link for the activity and I will send it to you. Just give me a couple of seconds. you have to write. In this activity, you have to write the missing word, okay? You will have 1.5 minutes for each question. So don't rush to answer quick. Just take your time, read it, analyze it, and then you write your answer, okay? Let's join the link for the game. Okay, we got 12 students. Let's wait 1 more minute and then we start the activity.
Teacher, 1 minute, please.
Okay. Okay, we can begin. Okay, let's check the results. The winners, Jorge, Chiara, and Diego. Very good. Okay, let's check. Okay, we had some good results. Let's see them. Okay, so let's check them all. In France, it's always worth carrying a few euros for trips to taxi drivers. Then, the United States is not uncommon to see people being chased out of the restaurant by waiters for failing to leave a tip. Okay. Another one, where people are expected to show gratitude rather than hand over money. How much to tip and when have always been tricky questions for the British. Attitudes to tipping seem to have changed a lot in the UK over the last 20 years. To have changed. And finally, what are visitors in the UK advised to do? Yes. Should tips be included in the minimum wage? It is correct. Holidays in the Middle East, where tipping is expected by nearly everyone, can get very expensive. Travelers to Scandinavia, where the cost of living is high, might be relieved that the tipping is not expected. The report also angered waiters, waitresses, and hairdressers by suggesting that tips should be included in the minimum hourly rate. Okay. Okay, guys, questions about the activity or regarding the activity? It's a bit more clear now, the topic that we have to do.
Yes,
Yes, okay. So listen, we have we have some minutes, so we're going to practice on page 121. I'll give you the time. Let's do the first one, okay? So you're going to read the things to worry about if you are not rich and famous, and you are going to circle the correct use of the verb for each sentence, okay? Seeing or being seen, following or being followed, etc. Okay, let's do the first 10. So we have 10 sentences here. Let's take around 4 to 5 minutes to do it, and then we socialize it, okay, to finish our class today. Page 120. All right, guys, let me know if you are ready to check this exercise. I'll give you 1 or 2 more minutes, okay? All right, guys, let's check the ones that you have so far. So let's start, let's do it voluntarily, okay? Let's see who has the answers. So for the first one, whether or not people really like you or just like seeing or being seen with someone famous. Diego? All right, thank you, Manuela. Yes, being seen with someone famous. And Diego, can you read the next one?
Yes, teacher. Following by the paparazzi whenever you go to a fashionable party.
In this case, is being followed, not following, but being followed. Ser seguido por los paparazzi, okay? Being followed by the paparazzi whenever you go to a fashionable party. Number 3, anyone? Vanessa? Thank you.
Not getting any peace because fans are always trying to take photograph of you.
Yes, it is correct. Not getting any peace because fans are always trying to take photographs of you. Catherine, number 4.
Whether or not your dressing is going to be criticized by fashion journalists?
Yes, to be criticized será criticado por los periodistas, by fashion journalists. Number 5. Another person, another student.
As boyfriends or girlfriends who threaten to sell their history to the newspaper.
Yes, yes, threaten to sell their story to newspapers. Manuel, 6.
Whether it's possible for your children to have a normal childhood.
Yes, for possible for your children to have a normal childhood. It is correct. Maybe Santiago for number 7.
Having trouble finding a reliable chauffeur, cleaner, and cook.
Having trouble. It is correct. Maybe Maria Alejandra for number 8.
Borrowing about your family.
This is
Being
secuestrar, being kidnapped, yes. Tu familia sea secuestrada, yes. Number 9, maybe Karen, wondering whether or not.
Wonder whether or not it's worth to sell your third home.
In this case, no, with worth is worth selling your third home, okay? And finally, let's see, maybe Marla.
not knowing if your accountant is cheating on you.
Yes. Yes, not knowing if your accountant is cheating you. Okay. Excellent, guys. So we finished just in time. Listen, for tomorrow, you will have this part as homework, okay? So the next part, it says complete the list with the correct form of the verb in brackets. So here you have the verb in parentheses, you have to write it. If it's infinitive or gerund or with present or continuous, etc. Okay, so we're going to do this as homework. We will socialize in our class tomorrow. Okay, 1 to 10, page 121. Right? Question?
Hey, teacher.
Okay.
Teacher,
Yes, tell me.
teacher, faltan 4 por firmar la carta.
Okay.
4 estudiantes de acá.
Can you tell me the names de aquí, este grupo o del otro?
De este, teacher.
Okay, guys, please sign it.
Falta Karen Victoria.
Karen.
Falta Beatriz.
Okay.
Jessica Paola. Manuel Alberto Sepúlveda, María Alejandra Vega. Y ya.
Ok, listo, chicos. Sí, traten de filmarla esta noche, pues para que ya tengan eso listo y mañana a primera hora la puedan enviar. ¿Ok? ¿Listo? Listo, chicos. Gracias. Thank you.
Good night. See you
Good
tomorrow.
night. Bye bye, guys.
Thank you.
Bye.